And we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, Russ.
Well, thank you, Matt. Welcome back to your own house.
Thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining again for another week at Blue News and Reviews. As always, I'm Matt and this is Russ. And once again, we're here to talk about all of our love for physical media, movies, and other things of that nature. And we're so happy to have you back. And thank you, as always, for liking and commenting and keeping this channel alive with your clicks and your thoughtful comments and remarks. We really appreciate that. Well, last week, we talked about Nicolas Cage. We talked about you watching Jurassic Park.
Oh, it was so upsetting.
We talked about our famous recommendations that we have been kind of just gifting to the community. And it seems that we talk for about 2.5 hours, and it gets edited down to about 1 hour's worth of segments. So there's about an hour and a half of additional ramblings and things like this that will probably be cut right out. Check
so
that
I think
out.
that was a roundabout way of saying if you like what you see here, there's more. There's more. Go ahead and check out the unedited pods.
Yes.
Listen to them in your car, on your car.
This week, we're going to be doling out tons more Blue News. We're going to be doing a drive unboxing. We've got a little contest to go along with that. Of course, our movie recommendations. And we're going to talk about the upcoming Criterion sale. If you're listening to this on Spotify, the Criterion sale is upcoming. If you're watching this on YouTube, you are late. So that's what we'll be covering this week. Let's get into some news. Before we get into the main stories, there are two quick updates I wanted to provide. One is for Lost Boys 4K Ultimate Collector's Set UK that we talked about last week. It actually has now a tentative US date of September the 20th. Same thing for Poltergeist in 4K, which didn't really have a date at that time. Now they're also claiming 9/20. And get this, they now also have a similar link on the Amazon UK website, as does Lost Boys 4K, which says Ultimate Collector's Edition. So it sounds like Poltergeist might be getting some special treatment in the UK as well. First up in the news, Criterion made some announcements literally as soon as we were done filming last week. You're like walking out. I was like, oh, look what Criterion announced. And here we finally are. And that is a movie that, Russ, you actually talked to me about when we were covering Dress to Kill. And that was Blowout.
Brian De Palma's Blowout. Now you hear it. Now you don't.
And now Criterion is putting that out in 4K. They put it out in Blu Ray before, and now they're re-releasing it in 4K. So it's coming out September 6th in a 4K Blu Ray combo pack in US and in Canada. Mark, it's getting a new 4K restoration with Dolby Vision. No new content, but it does have interviews and some 1967 feature from De Palma already on here. So there looks like a lot of good stuff on here, but nothing new. Criterion released this back in 2011. So 11 years ago. And Arrow also released this in the UK in 2013. And in a steelbook too.
I'll upgrade this. I don't know if I'm going to do it immediately, but at some point I'll definitely upgrade this. Blowout's the one that's pretty much universally agreed as his best film. I may like other films of De Palma's better just personally. It's probably the best as far as filmming goes.
Gotcha.
But nah, dude, it's a fantastic movie.
Well,
definitely worth a blind buy. I need to wake up a little bit. Definitely worth a blind buy.
Okay.
Man. Definitely worth a blind buy.
Maybe if I get this and check this out, we can come back and just talk about the movie a little bit more in general when the release hits in September. But another one that's coming out from Criterion is The Sound of Metal. For the very first time that it's ever been released in the US is coming out in September 27th on 4K and in Blu Ray. A 4K digital master supervised by the director and the cinematographer. Some new featurettes on the sound design, which it was an Oscar winner for sound, and it really deserved it. He slowly starts to go deaf, and then you kind of start in a lot of the segments of this film are from his point of view and what he's hearing.
$1 million for one night.
Another hot release this week, Indecent Proposal from Kino More. Kino More bringing the heat.
I've never seen this movie.
With Indecent Proposal. I mean, just look at that cover. That cover is smoking hot.
It's the same cover.
I know, they're doing their thing. Look
Really?
at Robin Redford.
Robin Redford.
Peeking over. Peeking through the ripped paper.
It's Roger Redford.
So this is out September 27th on 4K from them. There's no details on the features, but Kino mentions that the transfer is sourced from a new 4K master prepared by Paramount and approved by director Adrian Lyne with Dolby Vision. And allegedly, a lot of comments that I read was that the previous Blue was from an old master. So this upgrade could be significant the way that sometimes we've seen some of these Kino ones where it just kind of like night and day changes how the movie looks.
Is it pronounced Line? I always said Adrian Lynn.
Adrian Lyne's films have often been controversial. Fatal Attraction, 9.5 Weeks, and Indecent Proposal.
I don't know. I feel like this is going to be unintentionally funny with Woody Harrelson.
You probably, I mean, I'm sure you could go that way.
And I'm a big Woody Harrelson fan, but I feel like, especially in this year, I don't know. I feel like maybe he's out of his element in an Adrian Lynn. Adrian Lyne, you know, sex thriller.
With Robin Redford. If you need some more Adrian Lyne in your life, Fatal Attraction, also directed by Adrian Lyne Lynn.
Adrian Lyne Lynn has done one of my favorite movies of all time, and I need that in 4K, not Indecent Proposal. Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get a 4K of Jacob's Ladder, please.
Yeah, true. And 9.5 Weeks and Flashdance. So Fatal Attraction 4K is also coming out September 13th from Paramount.
I've never seen this either.
I have.
I've heard it's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a weird thing. Maybe this isn't weird to say, but I don't see Glenn Close as an attractive
I already
woman.
knew what you were going to say.
And the fact of the matter is that Michael Douglas is cheating on his wife with this person. They show that she's a little wild and a little crazy, and that's what Douglas loves. You know, like that's what he wants. Like, and she's a great actress, and this is an awesome part. But from that perspective, it just doesn't click for me. So yeah, so that's coming out for all you Fatal Attraction fans, for all you Line fans that are out there. This is coming out.
Line heads.
For all the Line heads, Indecent Proposal, September 27th.
Linebackers. That's what the fans of Adrian Lyne call them.
Let's jump overseas into something foreign. Australia, Imprint, great label. We cover them often. They recently released The Warriors, and they're just a cool Australian label. I've talked just about their prices before. Like, they're a little bit on the high side, and then the shipping's a lot, so that's why I very rarely buy directly from them, sometimes deep discount. But their new release for this month is this 6-movie collection from Walter Hill, and the box set's just called Directed by Walter Hill. 1975 to 2006. The date's TBD, but it includes Hard Times, The Driver, The Long Riders, Extreme Prejudice, Johnny Handsome, and Broken Trail. On the ones that they've shown the features for so far, there's a lot of new stuff, commentaries, interviews. That's kind of what they normally do.
This is a collection of, hey, these are the ones we could get the rights to.
Can you dig it?
Let's hop over the pond to the UK and one of our favorite labels, Second Sight, who a little bit later will be opening up their Drive box that we have here in the mail. And
we're really scanning the globe today, man.
We're scanning the globe. No new 4K releases this month, but they are going to be putting out their limited editions for a few things. And one of them is Monster with Charlize Theron, which is coming out August 15th from them.
Nah, that movie blows, man.
I kind of liked it.
Why?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I mean, I'm not going to.
That's a movie where everyone's like, "Oh my god, Charlize Theron made herself ugly. Here's your Oscar." Like, that's about it.
That's all it took. You can be ugly, Oscar. So the packaging looks great as always. There's new features to go with the legacy ones, which is pretty cool. They got 3 new interviews, including with the director Patty Jenkins. Awesome. Deleted scenes, commentary, all that stuff. Rigid slipcase, softcover book, 6 collectible art cards. Last released on Blu-ray in the US in 2009, and from the reviews that I read of the previous release, it was that it was barely HD. And Second Sight hasn't come out and said this is an upgrade or anything yet, but typically it is, and I think it's just a matter of it being confirmed. I don't think they would package and throw out some junk. I don't think they would ruin their reputation in that way, so we'll see what they do, but apparently, it came out in 2009 in Blu-ray when Blu-ray was still kind of getting its legs a little bit, and this was just a garbage release, apparently.
I love that.
Barely HD.
Are you a prostitute?
Jumping over to Arrow, also in the UK, they've announced their September releases, and people I saw were kind of like scratching their heads on how many were coming out and what these were, and that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Last month when they did their announcement with Flatliners, there was a few tweets that came out that basically said, we're taking the next 2 months kind of off. We are replacing some people. We're hiring a new QC team. We're trying to kind of get our act back together with all these disc replacements and stuff. So August and September, it's going to be minimal releases. We'll be back in October with our normal full slate of stuff. Russ, this next one, I think you maybe brought into existence by what you mentioned last week when we talked about Nicolas Cage, and that's Red Rock West. You spoke, and they said, you know what? We got to release this thing.
Yes. Yeah, this movie's awesome, man.
This is going to be out August 22nd on Blu Ray from some company, Plan B Entertainment, and it is Region B locked. There is a new HD transfer that goes with it, a few interviews, director, editor, and one of the actors that's in this movie. Even though this one's Region B locked, it has been announced, although nothing has been shown, that it will also be coming out in the US this year. Can I read for you what the synopsis is? The quirkiest thriller since Blood Simple. Full of playful twists and sexy turns, Red Rock West is a perfect game of cat and mouse that will keep you guessing until the final shocking shot.
I mean, that's over the top.
Is it overselling it?
Like, I get why they're comparing it to Blood Simple, for sure.
How's Hopper?
Hopper's always fucking awesome. Hopper can just show up and be himself, and it's great. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's great.
Don't go into this movie expecting Blue Velvet, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Hopper. Don't go into this movie expecting Vampire Kiss.
Yeah. Not unhinged.
Cage.
Not unhinged
No.
Hopper either.
Even Lara Flynn Boyle. She's hinged.
She's hinged. What about J.D. Walsh? That guy shows up in every 90s drama.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. He's cool. I liked when he showed up.
He was like in everything.
I will be picking up one of these editions because I don't own it on anything.
Well, here it is. It's coming for you out there, Region B folks in the UK, and then hopefully for us soon. One other release that's coming out in France only at the moment, Amazon has it up on the Amazon French website for the 4K release of Raw Deal.
Update.
Coming from Studio Canal. This never received a U.S. release.
Have you seen Raw Deal?
I haven't.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Nobody gives Schwarzenegger a raw deal.
I don't really even
I just remember the cover on like being in video stores. Isn't he wearing like a wife beater?
Yeah,
and
it's a badass
like,
poster.
Yeah, why didn't I watch it?
I don't know.
Now I'm looking back on it.
Raw deal.
Apparently, it's the first time that Arnold is using his voice, like his actual voice, and he's not being dubbed in some way. Like it's the very first time.
Dude, he's not dubbed in Terminator. I mean, he doesn't have much dialogue, but
Raw Deal.
Don't give me the raw deal on this information. Our fans want to know: was he dubbed or not?
Was he
this
dubbed?
The first. What does it say, Matt?
This says director John Irwin's Raw Deal is one of those so bad it is actually good films. It is the first film in which Schwarzenegger freely uttered his lines in English, aware of what they meant, and needless to say, most are absolutely hilarious.
Where are you from? The last few years? Miami.
You got references?
I'm in a computer.
He understood what he was saying.
He finally understood what
Makes
he
him
was
sound
saying.
like a puppet.
Well, I know. Well, maybe
he was being manipulated.
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
James Cameron was like feeding him lines.
Nobody gives Schwarzenegger a raw deal.
It is coming out in France in 4K nonetheless, and apparently it's just silly. Like I don't know what else to say. Apparently it's just like a silly action movie. Like you said, Commando. Like I've never seen that movie either, and that's like kind of silly and over the top too, right?
Oh yeah,
So
Commando's hilarious.
I think that's kind of what this is as well.
You see, in Miami, we can tell everything by the flow of the blow.